It's the governors of South Dakota and Arizona going at it in this 2024 presidential matchup. Today on Political Access, it's going to be Hobbs up against Noem, and this was suggested to me in the comments, so let's dive right into it. And up front, I will say that I think both of these two candidates are very unlikable in totally different ways. I think Hobbs is extremely bland, unexciting. She also refused to debate. That's another issue. Maybe that has some appeal in the suburbs, but the progressives are not going to like her. And as far as charisma, she has none. On the other side of it, Kristi Noem, she's unlikable for being a little bit goofy, a little bit quirky, sort of like the direction of Sarah Palin. It's probably a little bit more off-putting for people in the suburbs, but she'd probably do a little bit better getting that Trump base out. However, she is from South Dakota. That's not remotely a swing state. Katie Hobbs. That'll help her a little bit in Arizona. So let's quickly go through these states and start in Alaska. That'll be over 10 points, safe for Noem. Hawaii, safe for Hobbs. Washington, Oregon, California, safe for Hobbs. Nevada, tilt for Hobbs. Idaho and Utah, safe for Noem. Arizona, that's Katie Hobbs' home state, that will be leans for Hobbs. Montana, Wyoming, safe for Noem. Colorado, that'll be just under 10 points, likely for Hobbs. New Mexico, that'll be mid-single digits, likely for Hobbs. North and South Dakota, safe for Noem. Nebraska at large, safe for Noem. The 2nd District, that'll be leans for Hobbs. Kansas and Oklahoma, safe for Noem. Texas will be mid-single digits, likely for Noem. Minnesota, also mid-single digits, likely for Hobbs. Iowa will also be mid-single digits, likely for Noem. Missouri, Arkansas, Louisiana, safe for Noem. Wisconsin will be tilt for Hobbs. Illinois, safe for Hobbs. Michigan, lean for Hobbs. Indiana, safe for Noem. Kentucky, Tennessee, Mississippi, and Alabama, that'll be safe for Noem. Florida will be likely for Noem. Georgia, tilt for Hobbs. South Carolina, safe for Noem. North Carolina, leans for Noem. Ohio, likely for Noem. West Virginia, safe for Noem. Up to Maine, at large, likely for Hobbs. The 1st District, safe for Hobbs. The 2nd District leans for Noem. New Hampshire will be mid-single digits, likely for Hobbs. Vermont, New York, Massachusetts, Connecticut, Rhode Island, New Jersey, Delaware, Maryland, and Washington, D.C., safe for Hobbs. Pennsylvania will be leans for Hobbs. And finally, the last state is Virginia, and that will be likely for Hobbs. And there's your final map, and that is 303 for Hobbs, 235 for Noem. So Hobbs does pull out the win here, and I will say that a lot of these states are very narrow. I think if Kristi Noem did about 1% better in several of these states, of course, Georgia, Nevada, Wisconsin, then they would flip, and this would be a much closer race. I think there'd be more opposition to Kristi Noem than there would be excitement for Katie Hobbs. But in those suburbs, bland and boring sometimes does win out. The Atlanta suburbs would be blue enough to keep Noem from winning it. Nevada, same story around Las Vegas and Washoe County. Arizona would probably be blue by 3 to 5 points. I don't think it would be any kind of a landslide because, again, I don't think Katie Hobbs is really exciting. I think she's polarizing in her own way. But Kristi Noem, I don't think she would have a ton of success. The Rust Belt, I don't think they would want to come on for either of these candidates. The turnout would certainly be reduced. Blue-collar workers in Michigan and Pennsylvania, there's no way they're going to be excited to come out for Katie Hobbs. Again, in the suburbs, I think that would put her over the top. Kristi Noem is going to be just a little bit too out there, but then this is not a guarantee. Maybe the economy sucks. Maybe Katie Hobbs has a scandal come up. Maybe she stumbles on the issues. Maybe she refuses to debate and she looks foolish. Kristi Noem, maybe people underestimate her and she is able to do 2 or 3 points better and she flips 3 or 4 of these states and wins the election. That's a possibility. I just think that it's unlikely. But this is just what I think. You could change some of the states and some of these margins. So let me know in the comments, do you mostly agree with this map, or do you disagree with 10 or 15 of these states somehow? Let me know down below. On your way out, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I will see you on the next video.